What if I told you that the family America fell in love with a couple who built an empire from a broken-down farmhouse now stands at one of the biggest turning points of their lives? Because while the world watched Fixer Upper reruns and Magnolia specials, something far more personal, far more transformative was unfolding behind the scenes. This is the story of the Gaines family in 2025's Chip, Joanna, and all 5 of their rapidly growing children and the surprising ways their lives have evolved while the cameras weren't rolling. It starts with a feeling fans have had for years, that the Gaines family represents something stable in a chaotic world. But 2025 proves that even the most grounded families face seasons of change. Their kids' once tiny faces toddling across the farmhouse floors, entering new chapters at lightning speed. And Chip and Joanna, the creative storm and the calm within it, are learning how to navigate this next era with grace, grit, and a little bit of that famous Gaines humor. Drake, the oldest, embodies that shift the most. The shy little boy viewers once saw handing his dad tools is now a young man standing firmly in adulthood. College changed him, sharpened him, stretched him, gave him new edges, and now, in 2025, he's stepping deeper into independence. He's exploring passions that pull him outside the protective bubble of Waco. And for Chip and Joanna, watching Drake transform from child to man is both thrilling and sobering. It's the first real sign that the years of raising babies are fading into the rearview. Then there's Ella Rose, the creative soul who inherited her mother's eye for beauty and storytelling. Always the quiet observer, she's now stepping into the spotlight in her own way. At 17, she's experimenting with photography, design, and writing pieces of Joanna reflected back through new, youthful lenses. She's discovering that creativity isn't just something she grew up around. It's something she carries within her. And while she isn't chasing fame or attention, her artistic voice is slowly emerging, steady and unmistakable. Duke, the adventurous middle child, is the heartbeat of this transitional era. At 14, he's the one who keeps the family from drifting too far into seriousness. He's athletic, constantly moving, constantly testing his limits. In a family where every member has a defined rhythm, Duke is the spark, always laughing, always pulling everyone together. But even he is changing. His interests are becoming more focused. His personality is growing more defined. And with that comes the first flicker of maturity that surprises even his parents. Emmy Katha, gentle one. The imaginative one has stepped into her teenage years. And with that shift comes a new kind of confidence. The little girl who once followed her mom through gardens and chicken coops now has her own opinions, her own style, her own dreams. She's still sweet, still kind, still thoughtful, but she's becoming bolder. And that evolution is something Joanna speaks about often. How raising daughters is a lesson in both holding on and letting go. And then there's Crew. The child fans watched grow from newborn to toddler is now a full-on force of nature. At 6, he's energetic, curious, sometimes chaotic, always entertaining. Crew is the living symbol of the family's second chapter, the baby, who arrived long after the cameras first captured Chip and Joanna's early years of parenthood. And in 2025, he continues to be the bright spark who reminds them why family is at the center of everything they did. Build, but the real story, the emotional core of their 2025 journey, isn't just about the kids growing up. It's about Chip and Joanna learning how to evolve along with them. When Magnolia exploded into a cultural phenomenon, their lives accelerated in ways no one could have predicted. Businesses grew, opportunities multiplied. Their influence became global. And yet through it all, they fought fiercely to keep their children's lives grounded in simplicity and purpose. Now, with their kids entering adolescence and adulthood, Chip and Joanna are entering a quieter, more reflective season. They're focusing more on balance, choosing fewer projects, being more selective, protecting their time with a determination they didn't always have the luxury to enforce. They're shifting toward what they describe as legacy mode, building with the long term in mind rather than chasing every new opportunity. The farmhouse, The beating heart of their story reflects that shift too. It's no longer just the place where they raised babies. It's the anchor holding their family steady as life changes around them. Meals look different now. Schedules are more complicated. Evenings aren't filled with the same chaos of little feet on hardwood floors. But the warmth, the closeness, the sense of belonging, they're stronger than ever. And perhaps the most beautiful part of the Gaines Family's 2025 chapter is this. They're learning to cherish the fleeting seasons. Not cling to them, not fear them, but cherish them. The years of small children underfoot are slipping away, but in their place, something new is forming a deeper relationship with each of their kids as individuals. Not just as children. By the end of 2025, the Gaines family stands at a moment both tender and powerful. They're a family growing up, growing forward, and growing stronger. Their empire is steady. Their values are intact. Their children are becoming who they were always meant to be. And Chip and Joanna, who once built houses for strangers, are now renovating something far more personal, the next chapter of their own family story. Because the truth is, families don't stay the same. They evolve. They stretch. They rise to new seasons. And in 2025, the Gaines family is doing exactly that, beautifully, intentionally, and together.